Okay, so we'll start the bootstrap now. Okay, so what is bootstrap? Bootstrap actually it is a CSS library. Okay, so what we are doing till now is we are writing all those styles in the CSS, isn't it? We are giving, we are using div, and then in within curly braces we are writing all the styles, isn't it? So bootstrap makes all these things easy. How? Let's see. So the thing is, in bootstrap what happens, we use, there are a lot of classes. Okay, I'll show you one file. So look at this file. This is a bootstrap file. This is known as the bootstrap CSS file. In this file all the styles of bootstrap are written. Okay, in this file what is there, there are hundreds of classes. All are, if you see here, these are elements, but we have a lot of classes like this: dot offset, dot offset 7, dot offset 6. Everyone is having different styles. Dot offset 7 is having margin left 58.33%, offset 8 is having margin left 66.666%. So like this we have lot of classes, hundreds. Okay, so this file is the, this file is known as the bootstrap.css file. Okay, we can use this CSS file in our link rel equal to that part style sheet. We can write the name of this file and keep that file in our folder. We can do that, or we can use CDNs. What we you React guys were doing, we are using CDNs. So how to do that? In our HTML file, at the head section we'll add a CDN. This is the CDN link for bootstrap. Okay, if you use this link, no need to use that file, external style sheet. Okay, you can do anyone, but this is better because we don't need to have another file. Okay, so after you use this paste this CDN in the head section, you can start using bootstrap. Now the thing is, how do we use bootstrap? So in bootstrap, if you see, there are a lot of things, like we have layout, we have content, we have forms, we have components, we have helpers, we have utilities, extend. So many things are there. So today we'll just go through the utilities. Okay, forget about components, we'll come to components later on, but utilities are the most helpful things. Okay, so let's see what is there in utilities. First we will go to the background. Okay, okay, let me create a file and we'll see practically how the thing is working. Okay, so we'll start the utilities. Okay, what are the utilities and how to use this? So first utility that we have here is background. Okay, so what is there in background? How we change the first thing is background color. How do we change the background color in CSS? Background color column the color, isn't it? So here we already have a lot of classes. BG primary. If I go to this CSS Bootstrap CSS file, if I write here BG primary, if you see, there is already a class called BG primary and it has background color 007 BFF. You see that the class is already there, BG primary. Like that, BG secondary is there. Like that, BG success is there, BG info is there. Already classes are there. So we don't need to create the styles for it. If we want to use these colors, if we want to use some custom colors, then you have to write. Okay, but suppose for my website I need this blue, this green and this yellow color. I don't need to create more styles for that. Just I will use the Bootstrap. So let's see how this thing is happening. So here I have a so here I have the CDN here. You see that I got it from, I'm doing it here, you should see at least. Nah, everyone is busy in their own work. Go to getting started, go to introduction. There is this link. Copy option is there. Copy it and paste it in your head. Okay. So now I have this CDN. Now here what I'll do, I'll have a div. Okay. Div, I'll apply some style equal to width. No need of width 100px and height 100px. Okay, and to this I'll apply a class equal to BG primary. Okay, so let's see what happens. So you can see the div got a background color, that is blue. This color is known as, in Bootstrap, this is the primary color. Okay, this is one div. Then we can have lot of divs. If I write BG secondary, see BG secondary is a gray color. Okay, then we have BG success. BG success. Okay, this is the green color. Then we have, after success we have warning. Success, warning and danger. Success, warning, and danger are okay. So these type of these three colors are used for alerts or something like that. Okay. No, no, no. Lot are there. I'll show you. I am telling about success, warning, and danger. Okay. So these three are used mostly for warnings, for notifications, something like that. But these colors like BG primary, secondary, info, light, dark, so many are there. Auto class name. Okay, you can see all the colors. So these are for background color. Okay, then we have background gradient. Can you see at the top the color is a bit different. Here at the bottom the yellow is dark, but at the top the yellow is a bit light. Okay, so these are known as gradient. Okay, the color changes gradually, so these are known as gradient. So here we have, along with BG primary, we have to write BG gradient. Okay, so along with BG danger, I will have BG gradient. So here the upper part is a little bit whitish, but the lower part is dark. Okay, then so these gradient are used in buttons. You can use them in buttons, then it looks nice. Okay. Okay, so this is all about background colors, how to change the background color. So for this, what we will do, we will not write any styles. We'll just import the CDN and then we'll use the class, whatever is there. Okay. Then we have borders. So for borders, what they are having? They are having class equal to border. So if I have a div, I have a, I'll remove this for now. Suppose I have BG okay, I will just apply BG class equal to border. So what will happen if I only apply class equal to border? Can you see this? There is a border, light gray color border is there. Can you see it? The whole border is there. Wait, let me move this a bit. So now you can see the whole border, isn't it? Now, what are the other styles that we have for border? We have border top. If I apply only border top, see, if I apply border, it gets border from all sides. What will happen if I apply border top? Only for top, it will get. You see, like that, we can apply top, left, right, everything. Into this. Okay. Okay. That is start. Okay. So if you see the W3 Schools website, I want to show you one example. I'm not finding it. Wait. This thing. I have a blue left border. So here we can directly apply border start and it will look like this. Okay. So like that we have border, border top, border end, border bottom and border start. So end is for border right. Start is for border left and top and bottom are normal. Okay. Then we have, so this type of adding border styles is called additive. Okay. When I say border top, that means add the border to the top. When I say border, that means add the border on all sides. When I say border end, add the border only to the right, not to the other thing. So these are known as additive border style. Now we have a subtractive border style. What happens here? If I write border 0, there will be no border on any of the sides. If you see, this has no borders. I wrote border top 0. Then what will happen? It will remove the border from the top. Border end 0. From the right, it will remove. Border bottom 0, border start 0. Like that. Okay. Then we have border color. Here also they will use the same set of colors. Bootstrap has a fixed set of colors that they have created. That is primary, secondary, success, danger, warning, info, light, dark, and white. Okay. So these colors can be used anywhere. So here what they're doing? They're writing border first. See, border needs to be there. If you don't apply the border and you write border primary, that won't work. What this border is doing? First, it is applying the border to all the sides. Then this part is applying the color. So if you write this whole class, say this is one class and this is one class. So if you write these both classes in CSS, what will you write? You will write border 1px solid semicolon, and the next line border color, or you have to write, or you can write in one line also, border 1px solid and the color. So that thing is done by these two classes. Okay, like that we have border secondary, border success. So everyone's color is different, you can see. Okay, this is how we use border color, but you have to use it along with border. Okay, then border width. Can you see here the border width? So this is border 1. So that means this border 1 is default. Okay, if you write only border, then also it is border 1. If you write border 2, again the width is increasing. So we have values up to border 5. Okay, if you want thick border, that is the, you have to use 5. If you want more than that, then you have to write your own size. Okay, so this is about border width. Then we have border radius. For border radius also we have classes. So if I write rounded, it will be rounded from all sides. Okay. If I write rounded top, it is only rounded from the top, not from the bottom. Can you see? So like that we have rounded end. End is right. Like that, rounded bottom, only from the bottom. Rounded start. Then we have rounded circle. Can you see this? How this thing is appearing? If you use a rounded circle, then it appears like this. And rounded pill is like this. Okay. So for this, we don't need to use the border class here. Okay. You can directly use it. So here, here what is happening? We have the border radius. It's okay. We saw it. But in CSS, we can even increase the border radius, isn't it? We write border radius 5px, border radius 10px, border radius 20px. So how to increase the border radius? So that is done by using this size property. Rounded 0 is the default. Rounded 0 means it won't apply the border radius. Then we have rounded 1, that is a little bit more curved. Rounded 2 is more curved. Rounded 3 is more curved. Like that. We have up to 3. Okay. So this was all about borders. Then colors. So till now what we saw was that was the color of the background, BG color, isn't it? BG primary, BG secondary, but that is not for text. If I want to change the color of the text, I can't use BG color or something. If I use BG color, its background will be changed, not the text. So for that, we have these colors. We have a class called text primary. If you write text primary, it will be blue in color. The text will become blue in color. And text secondary, text success, text danger, warning, text info, text light, like that we have. And we have another one that is called text white. If we have a black background, we can directly use the class text white, and the text will be white. What I am doing here, this is HTML only. In the body tag, I am using it. But you have to use this CDN, otherwise this won't work. Okay. Then we have display property. Then we have the display property. So what display properties we have used till now? Display none, display block, display inline block, display flex, isn't it? But there are a lot of other display properties also. But mostly we'll use these 4 properties, isn't it? Using these 4 properties, we can do anything for now. Okay. So how to use this display properties in Bootstrap? So what we have here? D inline. That means display inline. So to write display flex, what will you do? D hyphen flex. D hyphen flex space justify content center. Enough. Nothing to write more. So we'll see one by one. Hiding elements. So D none. Okay. Then we have, okay, they are not showing it here. So what are the properties we have? D none, D inline block, D block. Okay. Then D flex, isn't it? So you can use directly these properties. Then the flex. I think I showed you one day this flex, but how to use it in Bootstrap? We know display flex and justify content center and align items, align content, we know, but how to use it in Bootstrap? So what we do? we apply the display flex to the parent, and to the child we don't do anything, isn't it? To the parent we apply display flex, align item center, justify content, everything to the parent. Only one or two things we do to the child, but normally we don't do anything. So to the parent, what I will use, I'll use deflex, and all the childs will become inline. Okay, then we have deflex, and then that day we saw one thing called flex direction row, flex direction column. If it is flex direction row, it comes in a row. When I say flex direction column, it comes vertically. So what I can write, deflex, along with it flex row. Okay, deflex, flex row reverse. What will happen? And this happens. This is the reverse. We saw this that day, right? But we saw this with pure CSS. But how to do it using Bootstrap is this. So deflex, flex row, deflex, flex row reverse, deflex, flex column, deflex, flex column reverse. Okay. So we'll directly use the class here. No need to write any styles. Then we have the justify content property. What are the values justify content takes? We saw that day. Justify content center, justify content left, justify content right, isn't it? So between, space around, space evenly, isn't it? So for those things, what do we do? Here we have this deflex will always be there, because without deflex nothing will go. Deflex, along with it justify content start. So start means justify content left. We write justify content left, justify content right, justify content center, isn't it? So center is okay, but here the left is, instead of left we write justify content start, and then justify content end in place of justify content right. Then we have justify content center. Then we have justify content space between, right? Isn't it there? So instead of space between, we write only between. Justify content between, justify content around, and justify content evenly. In place of space between, space around, and space evenly. Okay. Then align items. In the same way, here also, deflex, align item start, deflex, align item center. What is done by align items? Here it is given align item start, so it is going to the start. Align items end, it will go to the end. Align item center, it will always align everything to the center. So this is useful when the children what we have, if they are having different heights, then this align item center is useful. Otherwise, normally if the heights are same, it will automatically align in the center. But if the heights are different, something will come up, something will come down. So if I apply align item center, everything will be balanced. Okay. Then we saw this align self. So what do? We apply this align self to the child. This is the property we don't apply to the parent. So, but in the parent, deflex must be there, isn't it? So here you can see align self start. When I use align self start, it went to the start. Align self end, it will go to the end. Align self center, it will come in the middle, like that. Okay. Then flex fill. Okay. So here what is happening? If there is a thing class called flex field. So this flex field, if I don't use the flex field, what will happen? The boxes will be equal, isn't it? The boxes will be equal. The content may come out, isn't it? From the box, if the content is more. Flex item with a lot of content. So what is happening? If I write flex field, it is adjusting to that content. Okay. So for those things, we need flex field. Okay, then we have the auto margin. What we do, we to the parent we apply display flex, and then to the child which we want to put it in the end or start, we apply margin left auto, margin right auto, right? So here, what is there? To the child, we are applying ME auto. So here ME and MS is there. What is ME? ME is margin right auto, and MS is margin left auto. Okay. I think ML auto and MR auto are also there. We'll see when we come to margin. Okay. Then align items. Okay. These are combinations. We already saw the align items. Okay, fine. Also, we have the align content property also. That day we saw this align content. This will only work when we have a lot of this kind of thing, flex items. Then only we use align content. Normally we don't use much. Not URLs. Then float. For float also they are having this thing. So they are writing directly float start. Float start means float left. Float end means float right. Float none means float none. There is also float none properties also there. Okay. So that is for float. Nothing remaining here. I'll give task. No, don't worry.
Giving task.
Huh? I'll give task. Then only we'll practice. Then only it will be. Huh. So today morning we saw the position property, isn't it? We had position static, position fixed, position absolute, position relative, isn't it? So for that also we are having the properties. We are having the classes in Bootstrap. So we can directly write position static, position relative, position absolute, position fixed, and position sticky. We can directly use that. How these properties are working, we already saw in the morning, isn't it? What is position relative doing, what is position absolute doing, so no need to go again. Then we have shadows. No shadow, small shadow, regular shadow, larger shadow. Shadow none, no shadow. Shadow SM, little shadow. Shadow, only shadow is the default. If you write only shadow, this regular shadow comes. Okay, but if you write shadow SM, the shadow comes small. And we have shadow LG, that means large. Then more larger shadow will come. Okay. Then sizing. Sizing is the width and height. Okay. So there are 4 width classes: W25, W50, W75, and W100. W100 means width 100%. W25 means width 25%. W50 means width 50%. 75 means 75%. So like that we are having. And for width auto also we are having W auto. Okay. So same for height. Height also they are having 25, 50, 75, 100 and auto.
2-minute breaks.
So like that we have height and width we already saw. For the first 1-2 tasks, what you will do, I'll tell you to do it in Bootstrap, right? You just go to the website, see the property and use it. After after completion of 2 tasks, or 2 or 3 tasks, automatically the things will be in mind. Okay, we write deflex. So small words, right? Not big syntax. So once or twice, if you do it, it will be over. It will be okay. Then we have MW100, that is max width 100. Okay, so like that, this is all about sizing. Then we have spacing. So in spacing, where for spacing, what do we use? We use margin and padding. Okay, so margin and padding can also be set using Bootstrap. How do we write that? We have MT0, that means margin top 0. MB0, that means margin bottom 0. ML, MR, okay, like that, all those things are there. So we saw there is MS and ME in margin left auto, margin right auto in deflex, right? We can also use okay. Okay. So the thing is, this ME and ME and MS, these are, I think, changed. Now it is Bootstrap 5, but earlier I think it was ML and MR. Okay, for margin left we used to write ML, ML1, ML2, like that, and now it is changed to MS and ME. So what are the values that we'll use? See, we use here MT0. MT0 means margin top 0. But what are the other values? We have from 1 to 5. Okay, MT1 is very less, but MT5 will be big margin. Okay, so like that we have MX auto. Now X means left and right. If I write MX1, that means it is ML1 plus MR1. Okay, instead of writing ML1 MR1, we'll write directly MX1. Okay, that is left and right. What is the maximum value? That is 5. ML5 or MR5. If I want to use ML5 and MR5 together, I'll use MX5 directly. Okay, and MX auto means left right both auto. What happens then? It comes to the center. Then negative margin. So this is a new property. In negative margin, what we have? See, MTN1. Here, what it is doing? It is taking minus. Today morning we saw na, what happens when we put some negative spacing. So this is for negative. N1 to N5 we will have. N2, N3, N4, N5, like that. Okay. So that is all about margin and padding. Then text. Now text start, that is text align left. Text end, that means text align right. Text align center is text center. So you write text center and everything will be aligned to the center. Then we have text wrap, text overflow. Okay. Yeah. Then we have text transform. This is one important thing. So if I write text lowercase, automatically it will be converted to lowercase. Then we have text uppercase, it will convert it to uppercase, and text capitalize, that is first letter will be capitalized. Then font size. So font size we are having from FS1 to FS6, like this. Font weight and italics. FW bold, FW bolder, FW normal, FW light, FW lighter, italic, normal, like this we are having. Okay, these things can be used. And this line space, monospace is not that required. This text decoration is nice. Text decoration underline, text decoration line through, text decoration none. So to anchor text, we can directly apply class equal to text decoration none to remove the underline. Then we have vertical alignment. Okay, so for vertical alignment, in CSS, what do we write? We write vertical align, middle, vertical align, top, vertical align, bottom, like that, isn't it? But here we write align top, align middle, align bottom. Okay, so that's all. And visibility, okay, there is a visible and invisible classes. What does it, what is the CSS? Tell me. What is, if I write this in pure CSS, what will be? Display block and display none. That is visible and invisible. Okay. So this is all about Bootstrap utilities. So these are the things that we need for every HTML, uh, for every basic style. Okay. Components we will see later on. First, we have to apply these things. Then only we will come to know how these things are working. Okay. So next week, next weekend, we'll practice on Bootstrap classes. We'll do tasks. We'll do tasks in two ways. First, using pure CSS, and then we'll make the same page using Bootstrap. Okay. Okay, then we can end the class here.